Northeast Ohio's #1 choice for news. Cleveland's own Fox 8 News starts now.
Right now, an exclusive investigation. The Fox 8 I-team went undercover inside local trash trucks to try to find out how much of your recycling is ending up in the garbage dump.
Here's what we did. We put trackers in with recycling and followed them. Some of their findings will shock you tonight. I-team reporters Peggy Gallick and Ed Gallick live right here to show us more.
That's right. See what we found in your town.
You do the right thing, separating recycling from your trash. The tracker showed some of you wasting your time. The I-team planning secret spies in your recycling, GPS trackers.
And they send a trail of electronic signals to show us, where does this stuff really go?
When you recycle, you're supposed to wash out all your containers, take all the labels off. I do that.
Every week, Diana Allen recycles, like so many of you, thinking she is helping protect the planet, keeping plastic and paper and more out of landfills.
But is that happening? The I-team wanted to find out, so we placed 7 GPS trackers in recycling containers throughout Northeast Ohio. Then we watched the signals. They're all washed out.
First, Cleveland. This satellite image shows a tracker nestled in the recycling picked up in Tremont, then taken to a city trash transfer station on Ridge Road. Then 72 hours later, it landed in Oberlin.
Cleveland officials told us all recyclables go here in Bay 1. Trash goes in the other bays. If items are recyclable, they get taken out of this bay and hauled out with recycling.
But notice, the tracker was taken from this bay and mixed in with the other trash. Then 72 hours later, it landed in Oberlin.
Skyfox shows us the tracker in that recycling was treated as trash, ended up in a landfill. Diana, disgusted.
That makes me mad. You know, like who's running the city? Seriously.
What do you think when I tell you that one of the trackers, the first one we put in at the curbside in Cleveland, went to the landfill?
I would say I'm not surprised.
The I-team went to Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson. Last spring, we revealed of all recycling collected in the city, work crews dumped up to 90% of it in with regular trash.
The mayor admitted then the recycling program is not working. Promised to hire a consultant to figure out how to fix it. Months later, our tracker suggests not much has changed.
City Hall still in the process of hiring that consultant. Many of you still wasting time recycling.
We had to fix our system, and our system is just not functioning the way it should, because our ultimate goal is that we want to recycle.
Meantime, look at why it often doesn't matter if you put out clean recycling in Cleveland.
Paper, boxes, and glass.
The city has said so much of it goes to a landfill because so many of your neighbors put garbage in with recycling.
So we decided to check some other towns.
Strongsville, a tracker showed us where this recycling went.
We followed the route taken by the hauler, and finally it led us to Lorain County, a recycling transfer station.
Lorain County, a recycling transfer station. Skyfox gives us a look from above.
The signal shows this tracker ended up where it was expected, a recycling transfer station. And in Streetsboro, we never saw the end of the line with this recycling.
Our signal died shortly after this tracker got picked up. It may have gotten crushed. Back to Cleveland. Look at what we found week after week when we checked the recycling dumpster at City Hall. All kinds of garbage thrown in with recycling right below the mayor's office.
So we put a tracker in here too.
And watch, you guessed it.
Since there's so much garbage mixed in with the City Hall recycling bin, it all ended up mixed in with trash.
How would you say City Hall does at recycling?
I don't know. I really don't.
This is what we found in the recycling bin outside of City Hall. We shared our photos with the mayor and the chief operating officer.
Shared how the tracker in the City Hall dumpster was mixed in with trash. The mayor admits even recycling at City Hall doesn't work.
At the end of the day, you're trying to make a point that we're not disagreeing with. It does not work.
Yet, no urgency. Again, the city has talked about hiring a consultant to start looking at how to fix the problem since last spring, and hiring that consultant may still take 2 more months. No wonder taxpayers are irritated.
I was really upset. I was really angry because I figure, you know, here I'm a senior doing all this, and now they're just mixing it up.
Cleveland not the only place where our trackers ended up in a landfill.
Tomorrow on Fox 8 News, come with us to some more of your neighborhoods and see what we found.
Tracy and I, like so many people out there, take recycling
Sure do.
very seriously, so our jaws really are dropping watching that. But let me focus back on the city of Cleveland. The mayor really did not offer you any explanation, did he?
No, and those trackers leave a trail you have a hard time arguing with. Plus, how about all that garbage we found in the City Hall recycling dumpster
Right.
below the mayor's office?
It's just, this is an eye-opening report. Looking forward to it tomorrow.
You bet.
Absolutely, we'll have more.
Thank you. Well, the impeachment process took another step forward today in Washington. The House of Representatives approved a resolution to formalize its procedures for the impeachment inquiry into President Trump. Fox 8's Elizabeth Nareka joins us now with more on what happened today. Liz?
Tracy, 2 House Democrats broke ranks today, voting against moving forward with impeachment, but it wasn't enough to stop it. The resolution passing 232 to 196. It was not a vote to impeach the president, but it does set out how lawmakers will move the inquiry into its next phase. It was the first time the full House chamber took a vote related to the matter. The resolution only details the process of the inquiry, which will include public hearings, likely beginning before Thanksgiving. At issue is a whistleblower complaint alleging that the president tried to pressure Ukraine into investigating former vice president and presidential candidate Joe Biden and his son. Diplomats testified about the July phone call and whether President Trump intended to use military aid for the country as leverage for an investigation. Representatives on both sides spoke on Capitol Hill before today's vote.
This is a sad day. It's a sad day because nobody comes to Congress to impeach a president of the United States. No one.
You may get elected in a primary, but in a general election, you're elected to represent the people of America, not to deny their voice. This House is so much better than what is transforming today.
Immediately after the vote, President Trump took to Twitter saying the greatest witch hunt in American history. President Trump denies any wrongdoing in that controversial call with Ukraine's leader, which is at the center of this inquiry. There's no timetable yet for public hearings, but they could start soon. But House Judiciary Chairman Jerry Nadler had earlier said his committee could vote on articles of impeachment before Christmas.
Much more to come. Thank you, Liz.
The Fox 8 I-Team learns a Cleveland police officer was arrested and charged with rape. Matthew Piter is a 2nd District police officer. The police union president says he is now on unpaid leave. Documents allege Piter forcefully pushed a woman into a wall and sexually assaulted her. His attorney tells the I-Team Piter will be found not guilty once the facts here come out. Now to exclusive video from the Fox 8 I-Team. Local police are investigating 2 cases of people getting robbed at gunpoint while using an ATM. This is security video from midnight, October 10th on Rockside Road in Garfield Heights. The suspect comes up behind the victim and forces him to the ground.
I saw the gun. He had the gun on me the whole time. And when he told me to lay down on the ground, I thought that was it. He was going to execute me. But, you know, he just grabbed my wallet out of my hand. I fought him for a little bit, and then I decided just to let him take the wallet. And he took $140 out of my wallet, but he didn't get anything out of the ATM machine.
Well, the other robbery happened on September 11th. Call Garfield Heights Police if you have any information.
The Fox 8 I-Team giving you the first look at police video after a crash that killed the girlfriend of a Cleveland Browns player. And we're learning more about the investigation. The video shows an ambulance screaming away as Cleveland police body camera video gives you a closer look at the damage. Police say Browns lineman Chris Smith told them one of his tires blew out and his car hit a wall. Another driver then crashed into his car and hit and killed his girlfriend, who was standing outside the car just off the highway. Police say the second driver admitted that she had been drinking, and a police report now shows she claimed that she was distracted by a bug in her car. No charges have been filed. A portion of I-90 West was shut down this morning after a semi-driver hit a guardrail and spilled diesel fuel all over the highway. This happened at West 25th Street. Hazmat crews were called to clean up the mess. No word on whether or not anyone was hurt.
A popular Cleveland businessman and one-time mayoral candidate is in financial trouble. Tony Matalone defaulted on more than $250,000 worth of business loans. Back in June, Huntington Bank filed a lien on 2 loans to Matalone's company. He's the owner of Fresh Brewed Teas and Fresh Brewed Coffee in Ohio City. He ran against Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson in 2017 and lost. Tossed in the trash and left for dead tonight, a local veterinarian is hoping to track down the woman who dumped 4 kittens and 3 cats in a trash can outside their office. Roosevelt Leftwich here now with the story, and Rosie, also the evidence left behind.
Yeah, Lou, 7 cats in total. The good news is that they're all safe and sound tonight, but the story could have had a very bad ending. Now, this all started yesterday when a woman called the Great Lakes Veterinary Specialist office in Warrensville Heights to say that she had 7 cats that she could not take care of. Now, as a vet's office, they really weren't able to take them in, so they offered the woman suggestions of shelters and places that could take them in. Now, a few hours later, right here, this happened. The office's security camera was rolling as the woman returned and left the cats right there in a trash can outside. The surveillance camera is grainy, so you can't make out her face or license plate, but they say that's not really the point here. The moral of the story is simple. There are a lot of better ways than leaving animals outside in the dark to fend for themselves. Even if you can't afford to pay the surrender fee to a shelter, you can let them know your circumstances, and they say that odds are there that there will be someone, organization, willing to help you out.
We're located extremely close to the freeway. They could have got startled. They could have got hit by, anything. So at least at that point, if that's your choice you're going to make, bring them in the clinic and walk away. We'd rather have them safely inside.
Now, police say they are aware of the situation and are working with the vet clinic. All of the cats, however, have been taken into foster care with the Forever Friends Foundation and eventually will be put up for adoption.
And Rosie, you alluded to it, but it's worth saying it in capital letters. There is help out there. Just got to go and find it.
Exactly. I mean, there's always shelters and stuff that are willing to take it. And also, this also brings home the importance of having animals spayed or neutered.
Sure does. Rosie, thank you.